the battle's lost and won.
That will be ere the set of sun. Where the place?
Upon the east.
There to meet with Macbeth. I come, Grey Vulcan.
Catacomb.
Anon! Fair is foul and foul is fair. Hover through the clouds and filthy air.
What bloody man is that?
This is the sergeant who fought against my captivity. Tell the king thy knowledge of the broil as thou didst leave it.
Doubtful it stood. The merciless Macdonald from the western isles of Kerns and Gallivas is well supplied. Fortune, this damn quarrel, smiled like a rebel's whore. But all's too weak. For brave Macbeth, well he deserves that name, disdaining fortune, with brandished steel which smoked with bloody execution, carved his path, till he faced the slave, which ne'er shook hands, nor bade farewell to him, till he'd unseamed him from the nave to the chops, and fixed his head upon our battlements.
Valiant cousin, worthy gentleman!
Mark, King of Scotland, Mark, no sooner had justice with valor armed compelled these skipping kerns to trust their heels, than in away and lord surveying vantage, with new troops and furbished arms, began a fresh assault.
Dismayed not this our captains, Macbeth and Banquo.
Yes, as sparrows eagles, or the hare the lion. If I say sooth, I must report they were as cannons overcharged with double cracks, so they doubly redoubled their strokes upon the foes as if to bathe in reeking wounds or memorize another Golgotha, I cannot tell. But I am faint. My gashes cry for help.
So will thy words become thee as thy wounds, they smack of honor both. On get insurgents! Who comes here?
Noble Thane abroad.
What a haste which through their eyes, so should they look that seem to speak things strange.
God save the king!
Whence camest thou, worthy Thane?
From Fife, great king, where the Norwegian banners flout the sky and fan our people cold. Norway himself with terrible numbers, assisted by that most disloyal traitor, the Thane of Cawdor, began a dismal conflict. Till that Bellona's bridegroom, brave Macbeth, confronted him with self-comparisons, point against point, rebellious, arm against arm, curbing his lavish spirit. And to conclude, the victory fell on us.
Great happiness!
And now Sweno Norway's king craves composition, nor would we deign him burial of his men till he had dispersed $10,000 to our general use.
No more that Thane of Cawdor shall deceive our bosom interest. Lord pronounce his present death, and with his former title greet Macbeth.
I'll see it done.
What he hath lost, noble Macbeth hath won.
But in a sieve I'll thither sail, and like a rat without a tail, I'll do, and I'll do.
I will give thee a wind.
I another.
I myself have all the other. I shall drain him dry as hay, sleep shall neither night nor day, hang upon his penthouse lids, he shall live, a man forbid. What I've got,
Show me. Show me.
here I have a pilot's thumb. Wrecked as homeward he did come.
A drum. A drum.
Macbeth doth come. The weird sisters, hand in hand, posters of the sea and land, thus do go about,
Thrice to thine,
and thrice to mine.
And thrice again to make up 9. Peace. The charm's wound up. So foul and fair a day I have not seen.
how far is it called to Force? What are these? So weathered and so withered in their attire that they look not like the inhabitants of the earth, and yet aren't. Live you? Or are you on that man may question? Oh, okay. Well, you seem to understand me. Like each at once, her chappy finger laying upon her skinny lips. You should be women, and yet your beard forbid me to interpret that you are so.
Speak if you can. What are you?
All hail, Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Glums!
All hail, Macbeth. Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor.
All hail, Macbeth. Thou shalt be king hereafter.
Oh, good sir, why do you start and seem to fear things that do sound so fair? In the name of truth, are ye fantastical? Or that indeed which outwardly ye show? My noble partner, you greet with present grace and great prediction of noble having and of royal hope that he seems wrapped withal. To me, you speak not. Oh, if you can look into the seeds of time and say which grain will grow and which will not, speak then to me, who neither beg nor fear your favors nor your hate. Hail!
Hail.
Hail! Lesser than Macbeth, and greater.
Not so happy, and yet much happier.
Thou shalt get kings, though thou be not. So all hail Macbeth and Banquo.
Banquo and Macbeth.
All hail!
Stay, imperfect speakers, and tell me more. By my father's death, I know him Thane of Glums, but how of Cawdor? The Thane of Cawdor lives to be king. It stands not within the prospect of belief, no more than to be Cawdor. Say from whence you owe this strange intelligence, or why upon this blasted heath you stop our way with such prophetic greeting.
Yes.
Speak, I charge you.
The earth has bubbles as the water has, and these are of them, withered. Are they vanished?
Into the air, and that which seemed corporal had melted like breath in the wind. Would they had stayed.
Were such things here as we do speak about? Or have we eaten on the insane root that takes the reason prisoner?
Your children shall be kings.
You shall be king.
And Cawdor too, was it not so?
To the self-same tune and words. Who's there? Oh.
The king hath happily received, Macbeth, news of thy success. As quick as tale came post on post, and every one did bear thy praises in his kingdom's great defense, and poured them down before him.
We are sent to give thee from our royal master thanks.
And for an earnest of a greater honor, he bade me from him call thee Thane of Cawdor, in which addition, hail most worthy Thane.
What, can the devil speak true?
The Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you dress me in borrowed robes?
Who was the Thane lives, but under heavy judgment bears that life which he deserves to lose. Whether he was combined with those of Norway or did lie in the rebel with hidden help advantage, I know not. But treason's capital confessed and proved have overthrown him.
Longs and Thane of Cawdor. The greatest is behind. Thanks for your pains. Do you not hope your children shall be kings? When those that gave the Thane of Cawdor to me promised no less to them.
That trusted home might yet enkindle you unto the crown, besides the Thane of Cawdor. Oh, but 'tis strange. And oftentimes, to win us to our harms, the instruments of darkness will tell us truths and win us with honest trifles to betray us in deepest consequence.
I thank you, gentlemen.
Cousins, a word, I pray you.
Two truths are told, this happy prologue to the swelling act of the imperial theme. This supernatural soliciting cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why hath it given the earnest of success, commencing in the truth? I am Thane of Cawdor. If good, why do I yield to that suggestion whose horrid image doth unfix my hair and make my seated heart knock at my ribs against the use of nature? Present fears are less than horrible imaginings. My thought, whose murder yet is but fantastical, shakes so my single state of man that function is smothered in the surmise, and nothing is but what is not. If chance would have me king, chance may see me crowned without my stir. Come what may, time and the hour runs through the roughest day.
Look how our partners rout. Were they Macbeth? We stay upon your leisure.
Give me your favor. My dull brain was wrought with things forgotten. Kind gentlemen, your pains are registered where every day I turn the leaf to read them. Let us toward the king.
Right.
Think on what hath chanced. At more time, the interim having waited, let us speak our free hearts each to other.
Very gladly.
Till then, enough.
Yeah.
Go, friends!
Macbeth!
Lion cousin, the sin which I see before me weighs heavy on my heart. Thou art more that I can see which thou hast ever seen before. So then, I say unto you, the gratitude which I have seen is more than all can pay.
The service and the loyalty that I owe in doing it pays itself. Your Highness's part is to receive our duties, and our duties are to your throne and state, children and servants who do but what they should by doing everything safe towards your love and honor.
Welcome hither. I have begun to plant thee and will labor to make thee full of growing, noble Banquo. It hast no less deserved, nor must be known, no less to have done so. Let me enfold thee and hold thee to my heart.
There if I grow, the harvest is your own.
My plenteous joys, wanton in fullness, seeks to hide themselves in drops of sorrow. Is execution done on Cawdor?
Father, I have spoke with one that watched him die. He confessed his treasons, implored your pardon, and put forth a deep repentance. But nothing in his life became him like believing it. He died as one who was studied in his death, to throw away the dearest thing he owed us to a careless trifle.
There's no art to find the mind's composure in the face. He was a gentleman on whom I built an absolute trust. Macbeth.
I'll be myself the harbinger and make joyful the hearing of my wife with your approach.
My worthy Condor.
So humbly, take my leave.
True, noble Banquo, he is full so valiant, and in his commendations I am fed. It is a banquet to me. Let us after him whose care has gone before to bid us welcome. It is a peerless kinsman.
They met me in the day of success, and I have learned by the perfectest report they have more in them than mortal knowledge.
The Prince of Cumberland. Now that's a step on which I must fall down or else o'erleap.
When I burned in desire to question them further, they made themselves heir,
For in my way it lies.
who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor.
Stars, hide your fires.
Hail, King that shall be!
Let not night see my black and deep desires.
This have I thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner of greatness, that thou mightst not lose the dues of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee.
Lay
Lay
it to thy heart,
and farewell. Glamis thou art, and Cawdor, and shalt be what thou art promised. Yet do I fear thy nature. It is too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way. Thou wouldst be great. Art not without ambition, but without the illness should attend it. What thou wouldst highly, that wouldst thou holily. Wouldst not play false, and yet wouldst wrongly win. Thou'st have great lungs, that which cries, thus thou must do, if thou have it, and that which rather thou dost fear to do than wishest should be undone. Hie thee hither, that I may pour my spirits into thine ear and chastise with the valor of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round, which fate and metaphysical aid doth seem to have thee crowned withal. What is your tidings?
The king comes here tonight.
Thou art mad to say it.
Is not my master with him?
Who wert so would have informed for preparation.
So please you, it is true. Our Thane is coming. One of my fellows had the speed of him, and almost dead for breath, had scarcely more than to make up his message.
Give him tempting. He brings great news. The raven himself is hoarse, that croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here, and fill me from the crown to the toe, top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood. Stop up the access and passage to remorse, that no compunctious visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor come between the effect and it. Come to my woman's breasts, and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers, wherever in your sightless substances you wait on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, and pall thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the darkness to cry, hold! Hold!
fierce love. Duncan comes here tonight.
And when goes hence?
Tomorrow, as he purposes.
Oh, never shall the sun that morrow see. Your face, my Thane, is as a book, where men may read strange matters. To beguile the time, look like the time. They're welcome in your eye, your hand, your tongue. Look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it. He that's coming must be provided for, and you shall put this night's great business into my dispatch, which shall for all our nights and days to come give solely sovereign sway and masterdom.
We will speak further.
Only look up clear. To alter favor ever is to fear. Leave all the rest to me.
recommends itself unto our gentle senses.
This guest of summer, the temple-haunting larlet, does approve by his loved bantery that the heaven's breath smells wooingly here. Ah, no jutty freeze nor coin of vantage, but this bird hath made their pendant bed and procreate cradle where they most breed and haunt. I have observed the air is delicate here.
See our noble hostess. The love that follows us sometime is our trouble, which still we thank as love. Here and I teach you how you shall bid God yield us for your pains and thank us for your trouble.
All our service, and every point twice done and then done double were but poor, and single business to contend against those honors, deep and broad, with which your majesty loads our house.
Where's the Thane of Cawdor? We coursed him at the heels and had a purpose to be his purveyor, but he rides well. His great love, sharp as his spur, hath holpen him to his home before us. Fair and noble hostess, give me your hand, conduct me unto mine host. We love him highly, and shall continue our graces towards him.
We're done when 'tis done, and 'twere well it were done quickly. Our assassination, trammel up the consequences, and catch with his surcease success. But this blow might be the be-all and the end-all of us here. But here, upon this banked shoal of time, we jump the life to come. But in these cases, we still have judgment here, that we but teach bloody instruction, which being taught return to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice commends the ingredients of our poisoned chalice to our own lips. He's here in double trust. First, as I am his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deed. Then, as his host, who should, against his murderer, shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Besides this, Duncan hath borne his faculties so clear, hath been so meek in his great office. His virtues would plead like angels, trumpet-tongued against the deep damnation of his taking off, and pity, like the naked newborn babe striding the blast, or heaven's cherubim, horsed upon the sightless couriers of the air, shall blow the horrid deed in every eye, the tears shall drown the wind. I have no spur to prick the side of my intent, only vaulting ambition, which o'erleaps itself and falls on the other. How now? What news?
He has almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Hath he asked for me?
Know you not he has.
We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honored me of late, and I have bought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which will be worn now in their newest gloss, not cast aside so soon.
Was the hope drunk wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since, and wakes it now to look so green and pale at what it did so freely? From this time such I account thy love. Art thou afeard to be the same in thine own acts and valor as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have that which thou esteemst the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem, letting I dare not wait upon I would?
Prithee, peace! I dare do all that may become a man. Who dares do more is none.
What beast was it then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, then were you a man. And to be more than what you were, you would be so much more the man. Nor time nor place did then adhere, yet you would make both, and that their fitness now does unmake you. I have given suck, and know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from the boneless gums and dashed out the brains, had I so sworn as you have done to this.
If we should fail.
We fail. But screw your courage to the sticking place, and we'll not fail. When Duncan is asleep, where to the rather his long day's journey shall soundly imbibe him, his two chamberlains will I, with wine and wassail, so convince that memory, the warder of the brain, shall be but a fume, and the receipt of reason a limbeck only. When in swinish sleep their drenched natures lie as in a death, what cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon his spongy officers, who shall bear the guilt of our great quell?
Bring forth men, children only. Thy undaunted metal should compose nothing but males. Will it not be received when we have marked with blood the sleepy two of his very chambers and use their daggers that they have done it?
How can they receive it other, as we shall make our griefs and clamor roar upon his death?
I'm settled, and bend up each corporal agent to this terrible task. Away, mock the time of fairest show. False face must hide what the false heart doth know.
Merciful powers, restrain in me the cursed thoughts that nature gives way in repose. How goes the night?
The moon is down, and I have not heard the clock.
And she goes down at 12.
I take it 'tis later.
Oh. Hold. Take my sword. There's husbandry in heaven. Their candles are all out. Oh. A heavy summon lies like lead upon me, and yet would not sleep. Give me my sword, he said. Oh.
A friend.
Yeah. What, sir? Not yet at rest? Oh, the king's abed. he hath been in unusual pleasure lately, and set forth great larges to your offices. All's well. I dreamt last night of the three weird sisters. To you, they have shown some truth.
I think not of them. Yet, when we could entreat an hour to serve, we would spend it in one word upon that business, if you would grant the time.
At your kindest leisure.
If you would cleave to my consent when 'tis, it shall make honor for you.
So I lose none in seeking augmented, but still keep my boon franchise and allegiance clear. I shall be counseled.
Good. Propose the while.
Oh, thanks, sir. The like to you.
Go bid thy mistress, when my drink is ready, she strike upon the bell. Get thee to bed. A dagger which I see before me. Hanging towards my hand. Come. Let me clutch thee. Have thee not, yet I see thee still. Art thou not fatal vision, as sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind? False creation proceeding from the heat-oppressed brain. I see thee yet, in forms palpable as this which now I draw. Thou marshalest me the way that I was going. Such an instrument I was to use. Mine eyes were made the fools of the other senses, or else worth all the rest. I see thee yet. And on thy blade in dudgeon gouts of blood which was not so before. There's no such thing. It is the bloody business which informs thus to mine eyes. Now, o'er the one-half world nature seems dead. Wicked dreams abuse the curtained sleep, and witchcraft celebrates pale Hecate's offering, and withered murder, alarmed by his sentinel, the wolf, whose howls his watch. Thus, with his stealthy pace, with Tarquin's ravishing strides towards his design, moves like a ghost. Thou sure and firm set earth, hear not my steps, which way they walk, for fear thy very stones prate of my whereabouts and take the present horror from the time which now suits with it. Whilst I threat he lives, words to heat of deeds too cold breath gives. I go, and it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan. It is a knell that summons thee to heaven or to hell.
That which hath made them drunk hath made me bold. What hath quenched them hath given me fire. Hark! Peace. It was the owl that shrieked, that fatal bellman, which gives the sternest good night. He is about it. The doors are open. The surfeited grooms do mock their charge with snores. I have drugged their possets, that death and nature do contend about them, whether they live or die. Hark! I'm afraid they've awaked. It is not done. surrounds us. Hart. I laid their daggers ready. He couldn't miss them. Had he not so resembled my father's, he thought I had done it. My husband.
I have done the deed. Dost thou not hear a noise?
I heard the owl scream and the crickets cry. Did not you speak?
When?
Now.
As I descended?
I,
Who lies in the second chamber?
Donald Bane.
This is a sorry sight.
A foolish thought to say a sorry sight.
There's one did laugh in his sleep, and one cried, God bless us, and they did wake each other. I stood and heard them. They did say their prayers and address them again to sleep.
There are two lodged together.
One did laugh in his sleep, and one cried amen, as they had seen me with these hangman's hands. Listening their fears, I could not say amen when they did say God bless us.
Consider it not so deeply.
Therefore could I not say amen. I had most need of blessing, and amen stuck in my throat.
These things must not be thought after these ways, so it will make us mad. Go, get some water, and wash this filthy witness from your... Why have you brought the daggers from the place? They must lie there. Go! Carry them and smear the sleepy grubs with blood.
I'll go no more. I am afraid to think what I have done. Look on it again, I dare not.
Infirm of purpose! Give me the daggers. The sleeping and the dead are but as pictures. 'Tis the eye of childhood that fears a painted devil. If he do bleed, I'll gild the faces of the grooms withal, for it must seem their guilt.
Methought I heard a voice cry, sleep no more. Macbeth was murdered, sleep. The innocent sleep. Sleep. The knits of the rabbit sleep of care. The death of each takes life. All to hurt minds. Sore labor's back. Chief nourisher in life's great feast. Great nature's second course. Still it cried to all the house, sleep no more. Glamis hath murdered sleep, therefore Cawdor shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more. But since it's not, how is it with me, when every noise appalls me? My hands are here. Pluck out mine eyes! Will great Neptune's ocean wash this blood clean from my hand? No, this, my hand would rather the multitudinous seas incarnadine, making the green one red.
My hands are of your color, but I shame to wear a heart so white. I hear a knocking. Retire we to our chamber. A little water clears us of this deed. How easy it has been! Hark, more knocking. Go, get on your nightgown, lest occasion call upon us and show us to be watchers. Be not lost so poorly in your thoughts.
Know my deeds. Best not know myself. Wake Duncan with them knocking! I would thou couldst.
Here is a knocking indeed. The man were porter of Hellgate Eads grow old, turning the key. Knock, knock, knock. Who is there in the name of Beelzebub? Oh, here's a farmer that hanged himself on the expectation of plenty. Come in time, if napkins are now about you here, you'll sweat for it. Knock, knock, who's there? The devil's name. Faith, here is an equivocator who could swear in both the scales against either scale, who committed treason enough for God's sake, yet could not equivocate himself to heaven. Come in, equivocator. Oh. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there? Faith, here's an English tailor come here for stealing from a French hose. Oh, come in, tailor. Here you may roast your goose. Oh, knock, knock. Never quiet. What are you? Oh, but this place is way too cold for hell. I'll devil porter no further. I had thought to let in one of all professions that go the primrose way to the everlasting bonfire. Oh God, anon, anon, I pray, remember the Lord.
Was it so late, friend, ere you went to bed, that you do lie so late?
Faith, sir, we were carousing to the second cock, and drink, sir, is a great provoker of three things.
What three things does drink especially provoke?
Marry, sir, nose painting, sleep, and urine. Oh. Lechery, sir, provokes, none provokes. Provokes the desire, but definitely takes away the performance. Therefore, much drink may be said to be an equivocator with lechery. It makes him, it mars him, it sets him on, and it takes him off. Makes him stand to and not stand to. In conclusion, equivocates men asleep, and giving him the lie leaves him.
I believe drink gave thee the lie last night.
Oh, that it did, sir, in the very throat on me.
Is thy master stirring? Our knocking has awakened. Here he comes.
Good morrow, noble sir.
Tomorrow both?
Is the king stirring, would you think?
Not yet.
He did command me to call timely on him. I have almost slipped the hour.
I'll bring you to him.
I know this is a joyful trouble to you, but yet 'tis one.
Labor we delight in physics pain. This is the way.
I'll make so bold to call, for 'tis my limited service.
Goes the king hence today?
He does. He did appoint so.
The night has been unruly. Where we lay, our chimneys were blown down. And as they say, lamentings heard in the air. Strange screams of death prophesying with accents terrible, of dire combustion and confused events new hatched to the woeful time.
The watchful owl climbed the livelong night. Some say the earth was feverish and did shake.
'Twas a rough night.
My long remembrance cannot parallel a fellow to it.
Oh! Horror! 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 Tongue nor heart cannot conceive nor name thee.
What's the matter?
Confusion now hath made his masterpiece. Most sacrilegious murder hath broke up the Lord's anointed temple and stole thence the life of the building. What's he say, the life?
He knew his majesty.
Approach the chamber and destroy your sight with the new Gorgon. Do not make me speak. See it and speak yourselves. Awake! Awake! Oh, ring the alarm bell. Murder and treason. Banquo and Donalbain! Malcolm! Awake! Shake off this downy sleep, death's counterfeit, and look on death itself. Malcolm! Banquo! Ring the bell!
That's such a hideous trumpet calls upon like the sleepers in the house. Speak! Speak!
Gentle lady, 'tis not for you to hear what I can speak. The repetition would murder as it fell. Oh, Banquo, Banquo, our royal master is murdered.
What? In our house? Who cruel anywhere, dear Duck? I prithee contradict thyself and say it isn't so.
And I but died an hour before this chance I had lived a blessed time.
Oh!
What is amiss? You are, and do not know it. The spring, the head, the fountain of your blood is stopped. The very source of it is stopped. Your royal father's murdered.
Oh, by whom? Most of his chambers, it seems, had done. Their hands and faces were all badged with blood. They stared and were distracted. No man's life is to be trusted with them.
Oh, then I do repent me of my fury that I did kill them.
Wherefore did you so?
Who can be wise, amazed, temperate and furious, loyal and neutral in a moment? No man. Here lay Duncan, his silver skin laced with his golden blood. His gash stabs look like a breach in nature for ruin's wasteful entrance, and there, the murderers steeped in the colors of their trade, the daggers unmannerly breached with gore. Who could refrain that had a heart to love, and in his heart courage to make love known?
Happy Henso!
Look to the lady. Why do we hold our tongues who most may claim this argument for ours?
What should be spoken here? Where our fate, hidden in our pool, may rush and seize us. Let's away. Our tears are not yet brewed.
Nor our strong sorrow upon foot of motions.
Look to the lady! And when we have our naked frailties hid, let us meet to question this most bloody piece of work, to know it further. Fear and scruples shake us, but in the great hand of God I stand.
And so do I.
So all!
Let us briefly put on manly readiness and meet in the hall together.
We're all contented.
What will you do? Let us not consort with them. To show an unfelt sorrow is an office which the false man does easy. Out to England.
To Ireland I. Our separate fortune shall keep us both safer. Where we are, there are daggers and men's smiles. Near in blood and nearer bloody.
The murderous shaft and shot have not yet lighted. And our safest way is to avoid the aim. Let us not be dainty of our leave taking, but shift away. There's warrant in that theft that steals itself, and there's no mercy left.
Reason to be, beldams as you are, saucy and overbold. How did you dare to trade in traffic with Macbeth in riddles and affairs of death, and I, the mistress of your charms, the close contriver of all harms, was never called to bear my parts or show the glory of our arts? Your vessels and your spells provide your charms and everything beside. I am for the air. This night I'll spend unto a dismal and a fatal end. Great business must be wrought ere soon. Upon the corner of the moon there hangs a vaporish drop profound, and I'll catch it ere it come to ground, and that distilled by magic's light shall raise such artificial sprites as by the strength of their illusion shall draw him on to his confusion. He shall spurn fate, scorn death, and bear his hopes, both wisdom, grace, and fear. And we all know security is mortal's chiefest enemy.
In the volume of time, I've known hours dreadful and things strange. But this sore night, it hath trifled former knowings.
Oh, dear sister, thou seest the heavens as troubled with man's act threaten his bloody stage. The clock 'tis day, yet dark night strangles the traveling lamp. Is night's predominance or day's shame that darkness is the face of earth and doom when living light should kiss it?
'Tis unnatural, like the very deed that's done.
And Duncan's horses, think most strange but certain, broke their stalls, flung out as they would make war with mankind.
'Tis said they did eat each other.
They did so, to the amazement of mine eyes that looked upon it. Comes the good Macduff. How goes the world, sir, now?
Why, see you not?
It's known who did this more than bloody deed.
Those that Macbeth hath slain.
Alas, the day. What good could they pretend?
They were suborned. Malcolm and Donalbain are stolen away and fled, which puts upon them suspicion of the deed.
Against nature still. Thriftless ambition that will raven up thine own life's means. Then 'tis most like the sovereignty will fall upon Macbeth.
He is already named and gone to Scone to be invested.
Will you to Scone?
No, cousin. We'll home to fight.
Huh. Well, I will thither.
Well, may you see things well done there. Adieu. Lest our old robes sit easier than our new.
Farewell, sister.
God's benison go with you, and those that would make good of bad, and friends of foes.
Here's our chief guest.
If they had been forgotten, it had been as a gap in our great feast, and all thing unbecoming.
Tonight, we hold a solemn supper. I'll request your presence.
Let your highness command upon me, to the which my duties are with the most indissoluble tie forever knit.
Ride you this afternoon.
Aye, my good lord.
We should have else desired your good advice in this day's council, but we'll take tomorrow. Is it far you ride?
As far, my lord, as will fill the time twixt this and supper. Go not my horse the better. I must become a borrower of the night for a dark hour or twain.
Fail not our feast.
Oh, my lord, I will not. Thou has it now, King Cawdor Glaunce, all as the weird women promised. And I fear thou playest most foully for't. Yet it was said it should not stand in thy prosperity, but that myself shall be the root and forbearer of many kings. If there come truth from them, as upon thee, Macbeth, their speeches shine, then why, by on the verities of thee made good, should they not be my oracles as well? And set me up in hope.
To be thus is nothing, but to be safely thus. Our fears in Banquo stick deep. 'Tis much she dares. There is none but she whose being I do fear. She chid the weird sisters when first they put the name of king upon me, and bade them speak to her. Then prophet-like, they hailed her forebear to a line of kings upon my head. They placed a fruitless crown, put a barren scepter in my grip, thence to be wrenched with an unlineal hand. If it be so, for Banquo's issue have I filled my mind. For them, the gracious Duncan have I murdered, only for them, and mine eternal jewel given to the common enemy of man, to make them kings. The seed of Banquo, kings. We hear our bloody cousins are bestowed in England and in Ireland, not confessing their cruel parricide, instead filling their hearers with strange invention. But of that tomorrow, when therewithal we shall have cause of state craving us jointly. Hie you to horse! Adieu, till you return at night. Goes Fleance with you?
Aye, my good lord, and our time does call upon us.
And I wish your horses swift and sure of foot. So I do commend you to their backs. Farewell. Sirrah, a word with you. Send those men our pleasure.
They are, my lord, without the palace gate.
Bring them before us. Let everyone be the master of his time till 7 at night. To make society the sweeter welcome, we will keep ourselves till supper time alone. While then, God be with you. Go to the door. Stay there till we call. Was it not yesterday we spoke together?
It was, so please your highness.
Well then now, have you considered of my speeches? Know you that it was she, in times past, which held you so under fortune, which you thought had been our innocent self?
You made it known to us.
I did so. Do you find your patience so predominant in your nature that you can let this go?
We are but men, my lord.
Aye. In the catalogue ye go for men, as hounds, greyhounds, mongrels and spaniels, curs and demi-wolves are clept all by the name of dog, and so of men. Now then, if you have a station in the file not in the worst rank of manhood, say it. I will put that interest in your bosom whose execution takes your enemy off.
I am one, my liege, whom the vile blows and buffets of the world have so incensed that I am reckless in what I do to spite the world.
And I another.
Both of you know that Banquo is your enemy?
'Tis true.
So is she mine. And though I could with barefaced power sweep her from my sight and bid my will about it, yet I must not. For certain friends that are both hers and mine, whose loves I may not drop but wail her fall. And thence it is that I to your assistance do make love, masking the business from the common eye for sundry weighty reasons.
We shall perform what you command of us, as though our
Your
lives...
spirits shine through you. Within this hour at most, I will advise you where to plant yourself. Acquaint you with the perfect spy of the time, the moment on it, for it must be done tonight. And something from the palace, and with her, to leave no rubs nor botches in the work. Fleance, her son that keeps her company, whose absence is no less material to me than is his mother's, must embrace the fate of that dark hour. Resolve yourselves apart.
We are resolved.
I'll call upon you straight. Abide with thee. It is concluded. Banquo thy soul's flight, if it find heaven, must find it out tonight.
Is Banquo gone from court?
Aye, madam, but returns again tonight.
Say to the king that I would attend his leisure for a few words.
Aye, madam, I will.
Not had, all spent. Where our desire is got without content. 'Tis better to be that which we destroy than by destruction dwell in doubtful joy. How now, my lord? Why do you keep alone uxorious fancies your companions making? Using those thoughts which should indeed have died with him they think on. Things without all remedy should be without regard. What's done is done.
We have scotched the snake, not killed it. She'll close and be herself, whilst our poor Malice remains in danger of her former tooth. Let the frame of things disjoint. Both the worlds suffer ere we'll eat our meals in fear, sleep in the affliction of these terrible dreams that shake us from our sleep. Better be with the dead, whom we, to gain our peace, have sent to peace, than on the torture of the mind to lie in restless ecstasy. Duncan is in his grave. After life's fitful fever, he sleeps well. Treason has done his worst, nor steel, nor poison, malice domestic, foreign levy, nothing can touch him further.
Come on. Gentle, my lord. Sleek o'er your rugged looks. Be bright and jovial among your guests tonight.
So shall I, love. And so I pray be you. We must lave our honors, make our faces visards to our hearts, disguising what they are.
You must leave this.
Full of scorpions is my mind, dear wife. Thou knowst that Banquo and Fleance lives.
But in them, nature's copy's not eternal.
There's comfort yet. They are assailable. Then be thou jocund, ere the bat hath flown his cloistered flight, ere to black Hecate's summons, there shall be done a deed of dreadful note.
What's to be done?
Be innocent of the knowledge, dearest Chuck, till thou applaud the deed.
But who did bid thee join with us?
Macbeth.
He needs not our mistrust, since he delivers our offices and what we do to the direction just.
Come, sealing night, scarf up the tender eye of pitiful day, and with thy bloody and invisible hand cancel and tear to pieces that great bond which keeps me pale. Light thickens, the crow makes wings to the rooky wood.
The west check glimmers with some streaks of day, and near approaches the subject of our watch.
Good things of day begin to droop and drowse,
Give us a light bear! Ho!
while night's black agents to their praise do rouse.
A light!
To shades down too.
It will be rain tonight.
Let it come down!
Oh! Sword! Oh, treachery! Fly quickly! Fly! Fly! Thou mayest prevent! Slay!
There's but one down. The sun has fled. We've lost. That's tough. Or fair.
Let's away and say how much is done.
Thou marvelest at my words, but keep thee still. Things bad begun make strong themselves by ill. So prithee, go with me. You know your own degrees. At first and last, the hearty welcome.
Thanks to your majesty.
Ourself will mingle with society, play the humble host. Our hostess keeps her state, but in best time we will require her welcome.
Pronounce it for me, sir, to all our friends. For my heart speaks they are welcome.
See, they encounter thee with their hearts' thanks. Both sides are eager. Here, I'll sit in the midst. Be large in mirth, Anon, we shall drink a measure out. There's blood on thy face.
'Tis Banquo's then.
Better thee without than she within. She dispatched.
Aye, my good lord. Her throat is cut. That I did for her.
Thou art the best of the cutthroats. Yet he's good that did the like of Fleance. Thou didst it, thou art the non-carrion.
Most royal sir, Fleance escaped.
Comes my fate again. I had else been perfect. Whole as marble, founded as the rock. But Banquo's safe then.
Aye, my good lord. Safe in a ditch she bides. 20 trenching gashes, the least. A death to nature.
Thanks for that. There, the grown serpent lies. The worm that's fled had naturing, and that in time will venom breed. No teeth.
My royal lord, you do not give the cheer.
Sweet remembrancer. I drink to the joy of all our country.
And health on all.
Here, had we now our country's honor roof, were the graced person of our noble Banquo present, whom may we rather challenge for unkindness than pity for mischance.
Her absence, sir, lays blame upon her promise. Please, your highness, to grace us with your royal company.
There is your place reserved, sir, my good lord. What is it that moves your highness?
Which of you have done this?
What, my good lord?
Thou canst not say I did it! Never shake thy gory locks in me!
Gentles, please. His highness is not well.
Stay worthy friends. My lord is often thus and hath been from his youth. I pray you keep still. The fit is momentary. Upon a thought he will again be well. If not you know him, you shall offend him and extend his passion. Drink, and regard him not. Are you a man?
Aye, and a bold one that dares look on that which might appall the devil.
This is the very painting of your fear. This is the air-drawn dagger which you said led you to Duncan. Shame itself. Why do you make such faces? When all's done, you look but on a stool.
Behold! Look! Look, what say you? Why, what care I? If thou canst not speak to, the charnel houses and our graves must send those that we bury back. Our monument shall be the maws of kites.
What? Quite unmanned in folly? Oh.
If I stand here, I saw her.
Fie, for shame!
Time has been that when the brains were out, that one would die, and there it end. Now they come back with 20 mortal murders on their crowns and push us from our schools. This is more strange than such a murder is.
My worthy lord, your noble friends do lack you.
Do forget. Do not muse at me, my most worthy friends. I have a strange infirmity which is nothing to those that know me. Come, love and health on all. Then I'll sit down. Give me some more. Feel full. I drink to the joy and health of all our people, and to our good friend Banquo, whom we miss. Would she were here now. To all, and her, we thirst, and all to all.
our duties and our pledge.
Lord, could my sight, let the earth hide thee. Thy bones are marrowless, thy blood is cold. Thou hast no speculation in those eyes which thou dost glare with. Take any shape but that.
Think of this, good peers, but as a thing of custom. 'Tis no other. Only it spoils the pleasure of the time.
What man dare I dare? Hence, horrible shadow! Thus, being gone, I'm married again. Pray you be still.
You have displaced the mirth.
Can such things be, and overcome us like a summer's cloud without our special wonder? You make me strange, even to the disposition that I owe it. Now I think you can behold such sights, and keep the natural ruby of your cheeks when mine is blanched with fair.
What sights, my lord?
I pray you speak not. He grows worse and worse. Question enrages him. At once, good night. Stand not upon the road of your going, but go at once.
Good night, and better health attend his majesty.
A kind good night to all.
It will have blood. They say blood will have blood. Stones have been known to move, trees to speak. Others, and understood relations have by maggot pies and choughs and rooks brought forth the secretest man of blood. What is the night?
Almost at odds with the morning. Which is which?
How sayest thou that Macduff denies his person at our great bidding?
Did you send to him, sir?
I hear it by the way, but I will send. There's not one of them, but in his house I keep a servant feed. I will tomorrow to the weird sisters. More shall they speak, for now I am bent to know by the worst means. The worst. All causes shall give way. I, in blood, step so far that strange things I have in head and will to hand, and must be acted ere they be scanned.
You lack the season of all natures. Sleep.
Come. Will to sleep. My strange and self-abuse is the initiate fear that wants hard use. We are yet but young indeed.
I say things have been strangely born. The gracious Duncan was pitied of Macbeth. Marry, he is dead. And the right valiant Banquo walked too late, whom you may say, if it please you, Fleance killed. For Fleance fled.
Men must not walk too late.
Who cannot want but what how monstrous it was for Malcolm and for Donalbain to kill their gracious father?
Dumbfound! How it did grieve Macbeth!
Did he not straight in pious rage the two delinquents tear, that were the slaves of drink and thralls of sleep?
Was not that nobly done?
Aye, and wisely too, which would have angered any heart alive to hear the men deny it.
I say he is born all things well.
And I do think that had he Duncan's sons under his key, as it please heaven he shall not, they should know what 'twere to kill a father, so should Fleance. But peace! For from broad words, and because he failed his presence at the tyrant's feast, I hear Macduff lives in disgrace. Sir, can you tell where he bestows himself? Noble Malcolm, the son of Duncan, lives in the English court, and is received of the most pious Edward. Thither Macduff is gone to pray the holy king his aid, that with the help of him above, we may again give to our tables meat, sleep to our nights, all which we pine for now. And this report hath so exasperated Macbeth, that he prepares for some attempt of war.
Sent he to Macduff?
He did, and he did say, Sir, not I. And that well might advise him to caution, to hold what distance his wisdom can provide.
I'll send my prayers with him.
that a swift blessing may soon return to this our suffering country under hand accursed.
Thrice the brinded cat hath mewed.
Thrice, and once the hedge big wine.
Harp your cries.
This time,
'Tis time.
Round about the cauldron go, in the poisoned entrails throw. Told that under cold stone days and nights has 31 sweltered venom sleeping got. Boil thou first in the charmed hot.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burning, cauldron bubble. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burning, cauldron bubble. Fillet of a fenny snake, in the cauldron boil and bake. Eye of newt and toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog. Adder's fork and blindworm sting, lizard's leg, owlet's wing. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burning, cauldron bubble.
Scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, witches murmuring mine gulf. Of the raven, salty shark,
Root of hemlock, deep dark.
fingers of birth, strangled babe, ditch delivered by a drab. Make the gruel thick and slab. Add thereto a tiger's children, for the ingredients of our cauldron.
Cool it with baboon's blood, and the charm is well and good.
Oh, well done. I commend your pains, and everyone shall share in the gains. And now about the cauldron sing, enchanting all that you put in. Double bubble, toil and trouble, fire burning, cauldron bubble.
Double bubble, toil and trouble, fire burning, cauldron bubble. Double bubble, toil and trouble, fire burning, cauldron bubble.
By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes.
Open locks, whoever knocks.
Now, you secret black and midnight hags, what is you do?
A deed without a name.
I conjure you by that which you profess. However you comes to know it, answer me. Though you untie the wings and let them fight, the bladed corn be lodged and trees blown down, the castles topple on their warders' heads, even till destruction sicken. Answer me to what I ask you.
Speak.
Demand.
Will answer.
Say if thou'lt rather hear it from our mouths or from our masters.
Call. Let me see him. Come high and low thyself, and thy office deftly show. Tell me, thou unknown power.
He knows thy thought. Hear his speech, but say thou not.
Whatever thou art, for thy good caution, thanks. But one word more.
You will not be commanded. Here's another more pour on the first.
Had I 3 ears, I'd hear thee.
Resolute. The power of man, or none of woman born, shall harm me.
Then live, Macduff. What need I fear of thee? And yet, I'll make assurance double sure and take a bond of fate. Thou shalt not live, that I may tell pale-hearted fear it lies and sleep in spite of thunder. What is this? It rises like the issue of a king. Listen.
But speak not to it.
Be minded, proud, and take no care. Who shakes, who frets, or where conspirers are. Macbeth, son of a vanquished king, and so a great foreign wood to hide on Thane Hill shall come against him.
That can never be! Who can impress the forest? Bid the tree unfix his earthbound root. Sweet boneman's good! Rebellion's head rise, never to wood of Burnham rise. And our high place Macbeth shall live the lease of nature. Pay his time to breath and mortal custom. Yet, my heart throbs to know one thing more. Tell me if your art can tell so much. Shall Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom?
Seek to know no more!
I will be satisfied. Seek to know no more! Deny me this, and an eternal curse fall upon you.
Show his eyes and grave his heart! Come like shadows, so depart! Show his eyes and grave his heart!
Power to like the skin of a Banquo! Down! The crown to sear mine eyeballs, and thy hair. Thou other gold-bound brow is like the first. Third is like the form of filthy hags. Why do you show me this? Fourth, starred eyes. What? Will I stretch out to the crack of doom? Oh, now I see 'tis true. For the blood-bolted Banquo smiles upon me and points at them for hers. Boy, is this so?
Aye, 'tis so. But why stands Macbeth thus amazedly? Now this great king may kindly say, our duties did his welcome pay.
Where are they? Gone? At this hour stand I accursed in the calendar.
Here, what is your grace's pleasure?
Saw you the weird sisters?
No, my lord.
Came they not by you?
No, indeed, my lord.
Infected be the air whereon they ride, and damned all those that trust them.
Macduff fled to England.
Fled to England?
Aye, my lord.
From this moment on, the firstlings of my heart shall be the firstlings of my hand. And even now, to crown my thoughts with acts, be it thought and done. The castle of Macduff I will surprise. Seize upon fight! Give to the edge of the sword his wife, his babes, all unfortunate souls that trace him in his line. No more boasting like a fool. This deed I'll do before my purpose cool. But no more sights.
What had he done to make him fly the land?
You must have patience, madam.
He had none. His flight was madness. But our actions do not, our fears do make us traitors.
You know not whether it was his wisdom or his fear.
Wisdom! To leave his wife, his babes, his mansion, and his titles in a place from whence himself does fly? He loves us not. He wants the natural touch. For the poor wren, the most diminutive of birds, will fight her young ones in her nest against the owl. All is the fear, and nothing is the love. As little is the wisdom, where the flight so runs against all reason.
My dearest Huss, I pray you school yourself. Before your husband, he is noble, wise, judicious, and best knows the fits of the season. Dare not speak much further. But cruel are the times when we are traitors and do not know ourselves, when we hold rumor from what we fear, yet know not what we fear, afloat upon a wild and violent sea each way and move. I'll take my leave of you. Shall not be long, but I'll be here again. Things at their worst will cease, or else climb upwards to what they were before. My pretty cousin. Take my leave at once. Blessing upon you.
Fathered he is, and yet he's fatherless.
So much the fool should I stay longer. It would be my disgrace and your discomfort. I'll take my leave at once.
Sirrah, your father is dead. And what will you do now? How will you live?
As birds do, Mother. My father's not dead for all you're saying.
Yes, he is dead. How wilt thou do for a father?
Nay, how will you do for a husband?
Why, you can buy me 20 at any market.
Was my father a traitor, Mother?
Aye, that he was.
What is a traitor?
Why, one that swears and lies.
And be all traitors that do so?
Everyone that does so is a traitor and must be hanged.
And who must hang them?
Why, be honest men.
Then the liars and swearers are fools, for there are liars and swearers enough to be the honest men and hang on them.
God help thee, poor monkey. But how wilt thou do for a father?
If he were dead, you'd weep for him. If he weren't, it were a good time that I would quickly have a new father. Fair dame! I doubt some dangers approach you nearly. Be not found here. Hence with your little ones. To fright you thus, methinks I am too savage. To do worse to you will feel cruelty, which is too nigh your person. Heaven preserve you. I dare abide no longer.
Whither should I fly? I have done no harm. I remember now I am in this earthly world, where to do harm is often laudable, to do good sometime accounted most dangerous folly. Why then, alas, do I put up this womanly defense to say I have done no harm?
Where is your husband?
I hope in no place so unsanctified such as thou mayst find him.
He is a traitor.
Thou liest, thou shag-haired villain.
You egg. Young cry of treachery.
He's killed me, Mother.
Ah!
Run away, I pray you.
Malcolm, each new morn, new widows howl, new orphans cry. New sorrows strike heaven on the face that it resounds as if it felt with Scotland.
Why in that rawness left you, wife and child, without leave taking? What I believe I'll wail. At this tyrant, whose sole name blisters our tongues, was once thought honest. You have loved him well, and he hath not touched you yet. Now, I'm young, but it's something you may deserve of him through me, and wisdom to offer up a weak, poor, innocent lamb to appease an angry god.
I am not treacherous.
But Macbeth is.
I would not be the villain that thou thinkst for the whole space that's in the tyrant's grasp, and the rich east to boot.
Not offended. I speak not as an absolute fear of you. I think our country sinks beneath the yoke. It weeps, it bleeds. Each new day a fresh gash is added to her wounds, and here, from gracious England have I offer of goodly thousands. But for all this, when I shall tread upon the tyrant's head, my poor country shall suffer from more vices than it had before by him that shall succeed.
What should he be?
It is myself I mean, in whom I know the particulars of vice so grafted that when they shall be opened, black Macbeth shall seem pure as snow.
No, not in the legions of horrid hell can come a devil more damned than evils to top Macbeth.
I grant him bloody, avaricious, deceitful, malicious, smacking of every sin that has a name, but there's no bottom, none, in my voluptuousness. Your wives and daughters, your matrons and your maids could not fill up the cistern of my lust.
Boundless intemperance in nature is a tyranny. It hath been the fall of many kings. But fear not yet to take upon you what is yours. You may convey your pleasures in a spacious plenty. We have willing dames enough. There cannot be that vulture in you to devour so many as will to greatness dedicate themselves, finding it so inclined.
With this, there grows in my most ill-composed nature such a staunchless avarice that, were I king, my more having would be as a sauce, to make me hunger more, that I should forge quarrels unjust among the good and loyal, destroying them for wealth.
This avarice sticks deeper, grows with more pernicious root than summer-seeming lust. Yet do not fear. Scotland hath foisons to fill up your will of your mere own. All these are portable with other graces weighed.
But I have none. The king becoming graces such as justice, temperance, perseverance, mercy, patience, courage, fortitude. I have no relish in them. Nay, had I power, I would pour the sweet milk of concord into hell, uproar the universal peace, disrupt all unity on earth.
Oh, Scotland. Scotland!
Will such a one be fit to govern? Speak, I am as I have spoken.
Fit to govern? No, not to live. God! Nation miserable! With an untitled tyrant, bloody scepter, when shalt thou see thy wholesome days again? Since that the truest issue of thy throne by his own interdiction stands accursed and does blaspheme his breed! Fare thee well. These evils thou repeatest upon thyself have banished me from Scotland. Oh, my breast, thy hope ends here.
Macduff, this noble passion, child of integrity, hath reconciled my thoughts to thy good truth and honor. A devilish Macbeth hath sought to win me into his power, and modest wisdom plucks me from overcredulous haste. But God himself deal between thee and me. For even now, I unspeak my own detractions. I am, as yet, unknown to a woman. It never hath been forsworn, hath scarcely coveted what was mine own, but would not betray the devil to his fellow, and delight no less in truth than in life. But what I am, truly, is thine, and my poor country is to command. Whither, indeed, before thy here approach, 10,000 warlike men already at a point we're setting forth. And now we'll together. Why are you silent?
Such welcome and unwelcome things at once, 'tis hard to reconcile. Let's see who comes here.
My countrymen, but I know them not.
My ever gentle cousin, welcome hither.
I know them now. The times remove the means that make us strangers. Stand Scotland where it did.
Alas, poor country, almost afraid to know itself, cannot be called our mother but our grave. where violent sorrow seems, and modern ecstasy, and good men's lives expire before the flowers in their caps dying, or ere they sicken.
Relation too nice and yet too true.
What's the newest grief?
That of an hour's age to hiss the speaker each minute teems a new one.
How does my wife?
Why, well.
And all my children?
Well, too.
The tyrant has not battered at their peace?
No. They were well at peace when I would leave them.
Be not a miser of your speech. How goes?
Now is the time of help. I in Scotland would create soldiers, make women fight to doff their dire distresses.
Be it their comfort, we are coming thither, and with 10,000 men.
No, but I could answer this comfort with the like. But I have words that would be howled in the desert air we're hearing should not match them.
What concern then? The general cause, or is it a fee grief due to a single breast?
No mind that's honest, but in it shares some woe. The main part pertains to you alone.
If it be mine, keep it not from me. Quickly, let me have it.
Let not your ear despise my tongue forever, which shall possess it of the heaviest sound that ever yet it heard.
I guess at it.
Your castle is surprised. Your wife and babes savagely slaughtered.
Merciful heaven.
My children, too?
Wife, children, servants. They're all that could be found.
And I must be from thence. My wife killed too.
Be comforted. Let's make us medicines of our great revenge to cure this deadly grief.
He has no children. All my pretty ones, did you say all? Oh.
Elkite.
All?
What? All my pretty chickens had their dam at one fell swoop.
Dispute it like a man.
I shall do so. But I must also feel it as a man. I cannot but remember such things were that were most precious to me. What? Did heaven look on and would not take their part? Sinful Macduff, they were all struck for thee.
Heaven rest them now.
Be this the whetstone to your sword. Convert grief to anger, blunt not the heart, enrage it.
I could play the woman with mine eyes and braggart with my tongue, but gentle heavens, cut short all intermission. Front to front bring thou this fiend of Scotland and myself, within my sword's length set it.
If he escape, heaven forgive him too!
This tune goes manly. Come, our power is ready. Our lack is nothing but our leave. Macbeth stands ripe for the shaking. Receive what cheer you may. The night is long that never finds the day.
When was it she last walked?
Since His Majesty went into the field, I have seen her rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock her closet, bring forth paper, fold it, write upon it, read it, and then afterwards seal it. Yet all of this while in a most fast sleep.
A great perturbation in nature, to receive at once the benefits of sleep and do the effects of watching. What besides her walking and any other actual performances, what at any time have you heard her say?
That, now I cannot repeat after her, neither to you nor anyone, having no one to confirm my speech. Lo, you, here she comes. This is her very Tice, and upon my life, fast asleep.
You see her eyes are open.
Aye, but their sense is shut.
What is it she does there? Look how she rubs her hands.
This is an accustomed action with her to be seen thus washing her hands. I've known her continue this for a quarter of an hour.
Yet here's a spot.
Hart, she speaks.
Out. Out, damn spot! Out, I say! 1, 2. Why then, 'tis time to do it.
Hell is murky!
Fie, my lord, fie! What? A soldier in a beard? What need we to fear? Who knows it when none can call our power to account?
Yet who would have thought the old man to have so much blood in him? Did you mark that? The Thane of Fife. He had a wife. Where is she now? What? Will these hands now be clean?
No more of that, my lord, no more of that. You mar all this was starting.
Go to, you have known what you should not. She has spoke what she should not. I am sure that heaven knows what she has known. Yet here's the smell of blood still. All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand. The heart is sorely charged.
I would not have such a heart in my bosom for the dignity of the whole body.
Well.
Pray God it be will.
This disease is beyond my practice. Yet I have known those which have walked in their sleep who have died holily in their beds.
Wash your hands. Put on your nightgown.
Look not so pale.
I tell you, Banquo's buried. She cannot come out on her grave.
Even so.
To bed. To bed.
There's a knocking at the gate. Come. Give me your hand. What's done cannot Will she now go to bed?
Directly.
Unnatural deeds do breed unnatural troubles. Mourning she the divine and the physician. God forgive us all. Look after her. Remove from her the means of all annoyance. And still, keep eyes upon her.
Good night, good doctor.
The English power is near, led on by Malcolm and the good Macduff. Revenge is burning them for their dear causes. Near Burnham Wood shall we all meet them, that way are they coming.
Who knows if Donald may be with his brother? For certain, sir, he is not. I have a file of all the gentry, and many and rough youth that even now protest the first of manhood. What does the tyrant? Great Duncan, he strongly fortifies. Some say he's mad. Others that lesser hate him do call it valiant fury. But for certain he cannot buckle his distempered cause within the belt of rule. Now does he feel his secret murder sticking on his hands. Now minutely revolts upbraid his faith breach. Those he commands move only in command, nothing in love. Now does he feel his title hang loose about him, like a giant's robe upon a dwarvish thief. Who then shall blame his pestered senses to recoil and start, when all that is within him does condemn itself for being there? Well, march we on, to give obedience where 'tis truly owned. We make our march towards Burnham.
Bring me no more reports! Let them fly all! Till Burnham Wood removed to Dunsinane, I cannot taint with fear. What's the boy Malcolm? Was he not born of woman? The spirits that are all mortal consequence have pronounced me thus. Fear not, Macbeth! No man that's born of woman shall e'er have power upon thee. Then fly, false thanes! Mingle with the English epicures!
There's 10,000.
Geese, villain?
Soldiers, sir.
What soldiers, Patch? What soldiers, Whiteface?
The English force so please you.
Take thy face hence! Seyton! I am sick at heart. I've lived long enough. My way of life has fallen into the sere and the yellow leaf. And that which should accompany old age is love, honor, obedience, troops of friends. I must not look to have. And in their stead, curses, not loud but deep. Mouth honor, breath which the poor heart would fain deny and dare not. Seyton!
Here.
What news more?
All is confirmed, my lord, which was reported.
No fight till from my bones my flesh be hacked. Give me my sword.
'Tis not needed yet.
I'll put it on. Stir the country round. Hang those that talk of fear! Give me my sword! How does your patient?
Not so sick, my lord, as she is troubled with thick-coming fancies that keep her from her rest.
Cure her of that. Canst thou not minister to a mind disease, pluck from the memory of the written sorrow, and with some sweet oblivious antidote cleanse the stuffed bosom of that perilous stuff which weighs upon the heart?
Therein the patient must minister to himself.
Throw physic to the dogs, I'll none of it! Seyton! Doc, the Thanes fly from me. Come, sir, dispatch. If thou couldst, doctor, what purgative drug would scour these English heads? Hearest thou of them?
Aye, my good lord. Your royal preparations makes us hear hear something.
I will not be afraid of death and bane till Burnham Forest come to Dunsinane.
Were I from Dunsinane, away and clear, prophet again should hardly draw me near.
We learn of no other but the confident tyrant keeps still at Dunsinane, and will endure our setting down before it.
'Tis his main hope. What wood is this before us?
The wood of Burnham.
Let every soldier hew him down a bough and bear it before him. Thus shall we shadow the numbers of our host, and make discovery ere in report of us.
It shall be done.
The time approaches when due decision will make us know what we shall say we have, and what we owe. Advance the war!
Hang out our banners on the outward wall. The cry is still they come. Our castle's strength will laugh a siege to scorn. Here, let them lie till famine and the ague eat them up. What is that noise?
It is the cry of women, my lord.
I had almost forgot the taste of fears. Time has been, my senses would have cooled to hear a night shriek. My fell of hair would, at a dismal treaty's rouse and stirs life were in it. I have sucked full with horrors. Direness familiar to my slaughterous thoughts cannot at once start me. Wherefore was that cry?
The queen, my lord, is dead.
She should have died hereafter. There would have been a time for such a word. Tomorrow. And tomorrow. And tomorrow creeps on in this petty pace, from day to day to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools away to dusty death. Out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Now canst to use thy tongue, thy story quickly.
As I did stand my watch upon the hill, I looked towards Burnham and anon. Methinks I saw the wood begin to move.
Liar! And slave!
Let me endure your wrath, be not so. Here you may see it in this 3 mile, I say, a moving blow.
If thou speaks false, upon the next tree shalt thou hang alive to famine claim thee. If thy speech be true, I care not if thou dost for me as much. I pull in resolution, and begin to doubt the equivocation of the fiend that lies like truth. Fear not, till Burnham would you come to Dunsinane, and thou would you come to Dunsinane. And out! If this which he avouches doesn't hear, there is no flying hence nor tarrying here. I begin to be weary of the sun, and wish the estate of the world were now undone. Blow wind, come rack! At least we'll die with harness on our back.
Now near enough! Your leafy screens throw down and show for what you are. Lead our first first battle, worthy Macduff, and we shall take upon what else remains to do.
They have tied me to a stake, I cannot fly. But bear like I must fight the course. Was he not born of woman? For him I am to fear. The swords I smile at, weapons laughed to scorn, brandished by man that's of woman born. What's thy name? Thou be afraid to hear it? No, though thou callest thyself a hotter name than any is in hell. My name's Macbeth. The devil himself could not pronounce a title more hateful to mine ear. No, or more fearful. Thou liest, abhorred tyrant, and with my sword I'll prove the lie thou speakest!
Tyrant! Show thy face! If thou be slain and with no stroke of mine, my wife and children's ghosts will haunt me still. I cannot strike at wretched kerns whose arms are hired to bear their staves. Either thou, Macbeth, or else my sword with an unbattered edge I sheathe again undeeded. Let me find you, Seyton, and more I beg not. Let all our trumpets sound! Give them all breath, those clamorous harbingers of blood and death!
Why should I play the Roman fool and die on mine own sword? Whilst I see lives, the gashes do better on them.
Turn, hellhound, turn!
Of all men else, I have avoided thee. Get thee back, my soul's too much charged with blood of thine already.
I have no words. My voice is in my sword!
Thou losest labor. Let fall thy blade on vulnerable crest. I bear a charmed life, one which cannot be slain by any man of woman born.
Despair thy charm, and let the angel whom thou still hast served tell thee, Macduff was from his mother's womb untimely raped.
Cursed be that tongue that tells me so, but hath count my better part of man. And be these juggling fiends no more believed, that palter with us in the devil's sense. Bring the word of promise to our ear and keep it to our hopes. I'll not fight thee.
Then yield thee, coward, and live to be the show and gaze of the time. We'll have thee as our rarer monsters are, painted on a pole and underwrit. Here may you see the tyrant.
I will not yield to kiss the ground before young Malcolm's feet, though Burnham would become to Dunsinane, and now oppose being of no woman born. Yet I will fight the last. Lay on, Macduff! Damn be him that first cries, hold enough!
Enter, sir. The castle.
Macduff is missing.
God be with him.
We shall not spend a large expense of time before we have reckoned with your several loves, and made us even with you. Friends and kinsmen, I would that those we lack were safe arrived. Some must go off. I would not wish to them a fairer death. But by these I see, so great a day as this is cheaply bought.
Here comes your comfort.
Hail, King, for so thou art. There lies the usurper's curse of hell. The time is free. I see thee compassed with those whose voices I desire aloud with mine. Hail, King of Scotland.
Hail, King of Scotland.
Hail, King of Scotland!